Hey guys, good morning. This is Jagannath. I'm from Awakening Minds, and today we are conducting a talk show on how to manifest your desires. It's a very interesting topic. I know that this is quite everybody who have desires in life, and we all want to manifest. We want to be successful in whatever we want. So I'll just give a background on this topic, and we'll obviously have the people who can contribute also for this discussion. So this actually, how to manifest a desire, this has been taken up from a book that is Think and Grow Rich. Okay. The background of book is like this. There was a steel tycoon. His name was Andrew Carnegie in 19th century, and he was one of the most successful billionaires in that time. And he had a secret to how to be richest, how to be successful in life. And that secret he wanted to spread in the world so that many people can get benefited. So there was another person whose name is Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill was a author, and he was kind of a guy who came in touch with Andrew Carnegie. And after getting in touch with Andrew Carnegie, he asked Napoleon Hill that I have a secret, and this secret, if you can spread in this world, it can actually help a lot of people because I myself have used the secret to be billionaire, and many of the hundreds and thousands of people have used this secret to be successful. And for this, what expectation from Napoleon Hill was that he should spend time, at least 20 years of research has to get into before writing the book and spread this knowledge. So Napoleon Hill agreed for this, and he spent 20 years for this, understand the secret and try to apply in different places and get some success stories. And he wrote a book that was Think and Grow Rich. And Think and Grow Rich was one of the top 10 best-selling books in the era. Okay, and quite successful. The book has been sold like millions of copies if you just Google for it. And whatever secrets are mentioned there, it's not that one person has applied. There are people like Rockefeller, there are people like Henry Ford, there are people like Charles Dickens, there are people like Thomas Alva Edison. They all have used the same secret, and this has actually helped them to reach their goals in life, and they have become very very successful. So today, what I'm going to do is we are going to discuss about the book, particular topic, which is desire and how to manifest it. And for that, we have our guest here in this show. We have Shankar and Tanuja. So welcome, guys.
Hi Jagan, thank you.
Good to see both.
Thank you for having us here.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay. So Shankar and Tanuja, can you please briefly introduce your background and talk about yourself, what you do, and which place you belong to, and little bit about yourself? That will be good enough.
Yeah, sure, Jagan. So my name is Shankar. Basically, I work in IT. Now I have close to 10 years of experience. I'm basically from Chennai, but it's been 15 years I've been staying in Bangalore.
And about me, I've been in the industry for 5+ years, and I am a IT professional, and I'm basically from Bangalore.
Awesome. So both are from Bangalore. I know that, and you have been working here. Both of you are working, so obviously quite busy professions. So Shankar and Tanuja, how this book reading actually has come to mind? Was it like from day one when you came to corporate, or was it from childhood days? Or it was more of a situation which actually made you into get into book reading? How it happened?
Okay, I'll talk about my case. Tanuja has a different story to tell. So I was a guy like, not very studious, average guy. And first thing I wanted was to come out of college so that I don't need to read any more books. If you ask me, frankly, I used to feel tortured, like reading books until unless it gives me some value, right? For exam purpose, you write and get good marks. And engineering was the last time I read any book. After that, before, to get job, I did some testing courses and all. That was the last when I did some book reading and all. After that, I totally stopped. I realized that book reading is no more value because one thing I understood in college, whatever they thought, you just mug it up and write and get marks. That's all. So and I thought that okay, book reading is just for getting marks, all that. So I stopped reading, and IT life, like 5-6 years after IT life, I realized that I saw some videos like wherein I saw that there are a lot of CEOs who have been reading books every year, like 52 to 60 books. I was thinking like why these guys are reading. Then I started digging up more and more details. Then I realized that these books, self-help books, which will really help you in developing a better person out of you. Whether it's time management, whether growing yourself, whether to have a good relationship with friends and family, or to go to the next level, or how to make more money. So these are things I saw in books, different books. So one of the book is Think and Grow Rich. So what attracted me to Think and Grow Rich book was like, as you said, it's a Napoleon Hill. He spent 20 years to write this book. So, and I also, when I read this book, he told that he was given a minute to decide. When Dale Carnegie told, like, you have to take this one and I won't be paying you for 20 years, and you have to write this book out, come out of this. So it was too much of shock for me, like, why somebody will put whole of his life to write this book for 20 years and not being paid 1 rupee.
Perfect. That's quite interesting.
Sorry, there's some.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Please continue.
when I read this book, I realized that, okay, what is the value of this book? That's how I interest came in, and I started reading my different self-help books.
Perfect. Very interesting. The book. Underconnect told, I won't pay you single penny for writing books. Spend 20 years of time. That's not easy, by the way. If nowadays nobody does anything without money, right? You think, if I put effort, what I'm going to get out of it? Very interesting. So Tanuja, what is your story?
So for my story was little interesting because back in my school days I used to read a lot of books, and then it just continued until my graduation. But post that, I somewhere in the hectic schedule of the job I just got busy, and somewhere I lost the hold of books. But back in the mind I had that thought that books are one part of education that makes a person a, self-developed or a more qualified person, not in terms of their degrees but much in terms of maturity and decisions, relationships, and in different aspects of life that brings him more educated in those aspects. So that's why I again caught back of those books, and I'm back on track on this.
Correct. So also this book talks a very interesting. There's a line I read in that book. His Andrew Cunning talks about. He tells that whatever taught in schools has no value in connection with the business of earning or accumulating riches, because he has told that he has taken many people from different places, many young people to work with them, and most of them have no schooling or no education, but he has actually applied, posed them by using this secret, right, which you're talking about, and made them successful. So do you believe, how exactly, because see, our education system talks about kind of certain process, certain things need to be done, and Andrew Carnegie tells that probably the education system, whatever we have been learning, that has no value with in terms of accumulating riches and being successful. So how was your expression when you read that particular thing?
Yeah. So coming to my point, Jagan. So when I read this book, first, as you said, right, I was taken aback when I saw that there were a lot of entrepreneurs who had no proper education system. So one of the story which really attracted me was Brand's story. Brand is a guy who wanted to be a partner with Edison. So he had a desire, burning desire that no, I have to be a business partner with Edison. So what happened is he decided that he has to be a partner of Edison. So he got started. He started visualizing that he is standing in front of Edison and asking for a partnership. Then he traveled all the way to meet Edison. He didn't have any money, but he traveled all the way to meet Edison. And as soon as he met Edison, there was a shock where Edison told, I cannot accept anybody as my partner. You need to work for me. If you want, you can work for me. But Brands didn't give up. He thought, okay, this is my first step. Let me get started working under him. So he started working under Edison. But back of his mind, he was very, very clear saying that, I have to be a business partner. So most of the time, if you see, we have a lot of wish list. Like in Flipkart, Amazon, we add a lot of things, right? In life also, we have a lot of wish list. I want to go here. I want to do this. I want to do that. But many of the time we get confused between wish list and desire. For an example, getting a promotion or getting a hike or going to a place, it's just a wish list, right? But it's not a burning desire. Burning desire is something like, I have to impact 1 lakh people in this world, or I have to touch more and more people with my good knowledge. Or say, for me, I'm a fitness freak. So for me, maybe impacting thousands and thousands of people in fitness and giving them a healthy lifestyle. That is inside burning desire. Okay. But wish list might be a normal thing. So coming back to this book, so author clearly says that burning desire is totally different from a wish list. So when Brands was very clear that he wants to be a business partner with Edison, he started working towards that. Okay, on daily basis, he started visualizing that he's working with him. So there comes a chance wherein he gets to know that okay, there was a product which was released by Edison and it was not selling, and many people gave up saying that it won't work. So that's when Brands got to know, okay, this is my chance, let me put my effort. He started he told Edison that give me a chance, I'll prove that this machine will work. And he took that, it was a messaging machine, so he took it up and he started promoting that, and it became a big hit and it sold like crazy. So Edison understood this guy has some potential. So Brands immediately asked, can you make me a business partner with you? That's when he got a chance. So what I'm trying to say is, when you know what you exactly want, you have to put in all your energy efforts into that. You should not look back. You have to burn all your bridges. Say for an example, why I said wish list is, say for an example, you want to plan to go to Maldives or say some place, and for some reason, like now we are in lockdown, right? You might give up. You will say, okay, I don't need to go. But desire is something like, no matter what, you will go ahead and hit it hard. So whatever bridges you have back, you have to burn all that. You have to just keep move forward. So one step at a time, when you go, you will for sure, you will achieve what you want to have. So this was the story which really attracted me. And also they mentioned that, you don't need a proper education. If you see Edison or Steve Jobs, they don't have a proper education, but they got what they wanted. So that was the thing which I learned from this chapter.
Excellent, excellent. and this is something very interesting that you're talking about desire. Desire is something which will, it should not be like a hope or wish, as you said. It should be a consuming but obsession. It should be something which is burning you from inside, and you go all the way to achieve it. Right? Example is awesome. The Edwin Barnes story, where basically he was ready to work for Thomas Alva Edison to be his business partner. He was ready to put all his effort, and he never thought, if I work for 1 year and then quit, what will happen? Let me work with him for a couple of years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it takes. I burn my bridges. Let me work as long as I don't become his partner. That's quite interesting. That's very much, what everybody needs to do. And to achieve our goals, we need to cut off the bridges behind. That's really good. By the way, just a question for here, Tanuja. This is
Yes.
very interesting. We all now know that we have to be successful and we have to have these desires in our, achieve those desires, right? But are there some steps, are there some process, or there some kind of things we need to do? Because desire looks little on a high level. If somebody new person want to kind of execute his desire, or maybe kind of what are the steps to different desires a new person can always utilize, and you can be successful.
Yeah, definitely, Jagan. There's always steps or a process that one has to go through and achieve what they desired for. So basically, the first step would be, if we talk about money, if someone is desiring to have a huge amount of money, so it would be, the first step would be, first you should know what is the exact amount that you want or that you wish to have, or like a desire, like what is the exact amount. Example, maybe 1 crore. I want 1 crore. So that is my exact amount. There cannot be like I want plenty of money. Plenty of money has no number, right? So that is the first step, defining the amount that you want. The second step would be, uh, always whenever you desire to have something, there is a cost, or that comes with a, you have to pay something in return. So it is something like what you wish to give in return to the money that you desire. Like it may be, how many holidays am I giving up, the sleep, the work that I am ready to put in. So it's again, the effort that goes in, because there can never be like, I wish to get everything for nothing, right? And then there is, after this step, I'll have to think of what is the exact date. I cannot think that, okay, once in lifetime I want to have 1 crore of money. I don't know what is my lifetime. So I'll have to have a definiteness of that exact date. Like 2 years down the line, I want 1 crore of money. And after that, after I have all these things in my mind, so the next step would be, defining the plan. I i have the dates in my mind. I have the amount that I wish to desire. I know what I have to be paying for it. So then I'll have to come up with a plan, write it down, and then start working on it the day I start noting it down. Because I cannot say that from tomorrow I'll start working. So that tomorrow never comes. And after all this thing is done, I'll have to have a uh, written statement of what am I desiring, the burning desire within me. So what is it about the desire, the amount, what I'm ready to pay to it to achieve it, the exact timeline. So that again comes in my detailed statement of my desire. And last but not the least, it is very important that I follow the sixth step, because everything is planned, but majority of the times we fail is when we fail to execute the sixth step. So the sixth step is that I'll have to always read the statement twice. So once is before bedtime, before going to the bed in the night, and the second is when you wake up early in the morning. So you have to read it aloud. So that way, what happens is maybe you will feel that 1 crore I don't have currently. Why should I read all this? Or how will I even think of 1 crore when my bank balance is not even supporting 10 lakhs? So what happens when we read the statement aloud? The mind is already in line with what I am desiring for. So that way, my mind is creating a burning desire and is having obsession towards the statement that I have written. So that way, I am determined to achieve it. So these are the steps that one can start following, and that is what I have also started. We'll talk about in the upcoming things, and that's when you start achieving. So once the mind is ready, we start achieving toward. We start our goal towards.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Shankar and Tanuja. You're talking about how to manifest your desires. So just to summarize what Tanuja has told is very important. You need to know the 6 steps how to manifest your desires. So step one, that you should be definite to the amount you want. So let's say I want to be rich, or maybe I want to be make a lot of money. That is very very indefinite. You have to be definite. I want this much money in my bank balance, or maybe this much salary, this much money I should make in a month. There has to be a defined number. The number can only create kind of attracts law of attraction, what Tanuja, Shankar are talking about. Second thing, as she said, you need to know what you intend to give for the return you get, right? For get that money, what exactly, how much price you're going to pay, right? That is very important. Third thing is, when do you want it? You have to definite a plan, a date when you want this. Fourth one is, fourth one is kind of, whether this creating a plan. The fourth one is basically to creating the plan. Fifth one actually to make a concise step. It's like a summary of all the 4 steps. Amount, when you want, what you're going to give it for it. So fifth step is actually writing a concise statement of all these things. And sixth one, you have to read loud before sleep and in the morning also, so that you keep on when you keep on talking about it, when you keep on discussing about what you want and always in your mind, those things actually become kind of it's manifested actually. That is what very interesting. Quite good. What I like here, Tanuja and Shankar, that these steps what you told, it is not quite very difficult actually. It's not like you have to make a big sacrifice or put a lot of hard work, because typically what happens, we think that to be successful or to be rich I have to put a lot of hard effort, lot of difficult things. So what do you say? I mean, it looks like very simple steps. If somebody who can apply these steps, they can definitely be successful. It's more about a kind of your imagination has to be enabled, and you to think in those lines. You have to have the desire and make a proper plan to achieve. Do you agree with that?
Right. Yeah,
Right.
Correct.
absolutely.
Awesome. Now let's talk about because this is interesting, but I want to hear more testimonies of people who have actually executives and they have got benefit out of it. So do you have some examples like you can talk about who have these desires they have executed and they have achieved success and abundance in life?
Mhm.
Yeah, Jagan, I'll talk about that. So if you look at, as I said was previously, I was saying there's no education required. So I'll give a lot of examples who don't have proper schooling or education, because that's when we can relate more. Because we all think that I need to do PhDs, I need to do so many things to become rich or to become successful. Yeah, I'm not saying education is bad. Education is really required, because if you don't have scientists, doctors, it'll be very difficult to live in this world, right? But what I'm saying is we cannot put one statement saying that until I'm educated, I cannot become rich. That was a bad thought which I also had, that the more educated, the more certifications you do, the more knowledge you have, you'll be richer. Yeah, that is one part of it, but the major basic part is the desire, as I said, right? So say for an example, let's take an example of Marconi. There was a guy in 1974. I'm talking about 1974. Uh, he visualized that I want to transmit our messages, whatever I'm talking to you now, it's all wireless, right? So somebody in 1974 also thought that I need to send a message through wireless. There should not be any physical device. So from one place to another place, it should be transferred wireless. Um, you will be surprised. He's the guy who invented radio messaging signals, right? And telegraph also through wireless. But when I read the story about this guy, when he thought about this, you know what people did? A lot of his friends took him to a mental hospital, to a psychiatrist, saying that this guy has gone mad. He's lost his mind. He doesn't know what he's doing. So people have put him down so much to that extent that this guy is a mad. But finally, he did what he wanted to do. So it was inside burning desire that I want to do this. Uh, let's take an example of Wright brothers also, right? So Wright brothers also did something which people never believed on. They told these guys are mad. How can somebody fly? They will die, and they are like mad people. But they showed how it can be done. These are the times when people never ever thought that something can be done. Now coming to Henry Ford also, he wanted to have a car which can be run, right? So many people told, okay, this guy again, how come it is possible? But he showed how he can do it. Let's come to our Indian culture also. Like if you see Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, when he thought that I know I'll get the freedom for this India, but many people thought it's not possible. That too, he decided in not to go violent and he wanted to do in a peaceful way. So many people thought this is not possible, but he had a burning desire. He had a good degree and he was a good lawyer. He could have done something else, but he had that burning desire that I have to do something for our country. So something like that. When you have a burning desire, for sure you will achieve it. So let's take another example of like Steve Jobs, right? He also didn't had a meal to eat in a day, but he had that burning desire. I want to start a computer company wherein I want to give an experience for people who they never ever experienced. We never ever were able to believe that we can touch our phone and do operate a lot of things. He visualized that time when we never able to visualize. So today also, many of us who are sitting here might be thinking, something is not possible, but we have to remove that thought from our mind. You have to think about new ideas out of the box. You have to think, is it, and never ever put a question saying that it is not possible. You put an idea, you think it is possible, you work towards it. Never ever listen to people who are putting you down because they are not able to visualize what you are able to visualize. Okay. So these are the things, and put your energy, effort, everything. Don't think what I'll get out of it right now, because you never know after 2 3 years down the line where you will be or where you are today, right? So these are the examples, Janbai. And what else I want to say is many of the examples are there. You can go back and read people who have struggled for 5 years, believing on their idea, putting desire, putting effort, and they have achieved it. So these are the few examples. Maybe Tanuja wants to add some more things.
Yeah, so it's basically all about the burning desire that drives within us and drives us crazy, because it's the thing that we should be fanatic about. And any entrepreneur who has achieved what they wanted to, they have been fanatic about it. No matter what people say, they do not think that, okay, what are they talking, let me quit. They never thought of quitting. And if they failed, like how Edison failed 10,000 times, but still he thought that, okay, I have ruled out the 10,000 possibilities of failing and let me move ahead. So that's how he burned all his bridges, that what we were talking about earlier. And anything that have a goal, wish, or a burning desire that's within me, so I have to be behind it no matter what is stopping me. So that should be the mindset one should carry to achieve what they want.
Yeah, one more line what I can add, Jagan, is like dreamers never quit. So if you have a big dream, never ever quit on that. So go after it. You would be one of those successful people in this world who will look up to you later in the years to go. Right now, don't listen to the people who will put you down saying that this may not work or this is not for you. It is for you. And if you believe whether the idea is small or big, you go after it and work towards it. Put all your energy and effort towards that.
Great, guys. I mean, that is quite interesting. In fact, I was surprised to know about the Thomas Alva Edison story. 10,000 times he failed, and but he did not say I failed 10,000 times. He told that I found out 10,000 ways how the ball can be made. That's quite interesting. Definitely, I know many of us do not try enough. Like Shankar told, right? If you do not have a if you are a dreamer, you should not quit. You should not give up on your dreams. Average entrepreneur at least tries 3.8 times before he becomes a successful entrepreneur. So 10,000 times, I think that requires a lot of persistence, a lot of consistency. For that reason, he had a burning desire to tell to the world that this light bulb actually works. It's just that you have to figure out different ways. And as I discuss from this talk, all this discuss what we have so far, all of us need to have to be successful. We have to have a definite of purpose. What I need actually. Secondly, we need the knowledge of what we want, because without knowledge and expertise, it's very difficult to achieve. Third is, most importantly, as you said, the burning desire. If you have it, you will definitely achieve it, whatever it takes. Don't give up and keep fighting. That's great, guys. I am really excited to know that this is something can be the biggest secret to our success. But let's discuss about this. This book talks about very different steps. It talks about desire, how many people have executed. And obviously, the things we have to learn is little, earlier 19th century. Now we are talking about 21st century, almost 200 years ahead of, when the book was written. Now, how many of you actually executed, or maybe you have tried or practiced in your life? So, have you, Shankar or Tanuja, have you any point of time, have you practiced desire in your life, which has given you some results?
Yeah, I'll give it to Shankar first.
Yes, please talk about experience, because that is something we'll talk more than anything else.
Yeah. So Jagan, unknowingly, a lot of things has happened in my life. I had a lot of desires. Let me not get into detail, but yeah, a lot of the things which I wanted, I got it in life. Okay. But I never followed the steps what is mentioned in the books. So let me coming to the point why I want to do something, because when I read this book, one thing I realized that, we all are running behind money. We wanted to make money, but when Napoleon Hill did 20 years worked hard for to just, for free of cost to help others, that's what taken me back. So what I realized is I have already worked for 10 years, and I have achieved a lot of things, but not majorly something which I can show it to others, right? And maybe next 10 years or next 20 years will pass by, but what is the thing what I'll leave for this world and go? That's what triggered me. And something, when he said 20 years, he didn't pay me 1 rupee also, and I worked for this. That means basically say if he was a 20 years guy, until 40 he worked for something which he couldn't get return anything, but after that the money he made was huge, right? So that was triggered me. Then I started working towards myself. Then I started thinking what I can give back to my people in this world, right? So I understood my strength point. Okay, I'm good at fitness, so I thought, why not give back to the people? I never thought about how much money I'm going to make. My goal was to how many people I can touch and how many people I can help. So I started in that way. I'm getting good amount of results. And first and foremost, what we started doing after reading this book is we understood, okay, we have to put an exact amount by what time, what date I wanted, and what is the effort is required, and what is the plan. And we have to see every day, look at it and read it out. So we in our house we have put pictures what we exactly want, by when we want, and also we have put exact date by when we want to achieve. No matter what, whether we achieve it or not, that's secondary. But these are, as you said, right, these are simple steps, but simple steps are the things which is difficult to do. Say eating clean is a simple thing. We know we have to eat clean to stay healthy, but that becomes very difficult for us to follow. If you follow those things, you will be successful. We know that we never do it. So what I would give back to these people is who are watching this, what I can say is put pictures, like whether it's a car, house, or you want to impact a lot of happy people. So put up pictures of that. You put yourself standing there in front of people, or put a car's photo, what you want. You can stick it on your fridge, or you can stick it on a place where you every day you can look at it. So that those things we have implemented. So after reading this book, we wanted to implement this thing. So I have written in my diary also what amount we want, and by when we want, and what are the things I'm ready to give up, what are the things I'm ready to put effort. And I started reading on daily basis. And also you can get in more detail, like, even if you're putting, like, you want to buy a house or want to build a house, you can go in more detail, how many rooms you want, what are the things you want to see in that house. And like, say for an example, I want to see an elevator, or I want to have a gym, I want to have a swimming pool. So you can go in more and more in detail, so that your brain opens up and you will start visualizing more and more. So these are things we started implementing, Jagan, and we are seeing almost good results. Like, people started following us, they are looking up to us. So never wait for things to happen, guys. Go ahead. Okay, whether it's a smaller step also. People will make fun of you, they'll say, what is this stupid thing? But never ever give up on your dreams. Whatever it is, just take the first step, go ahead and do things. So these are things we are implementing, Jagan. And in the past also, I've got a lot of good results. I've visualized a lot of things which has come alive in my life. And I have taken aback, okay, that how come this is possible. Like, say for an example, I would be thinking about something which doesn't allow me to sleep in the night, and after 10-15 days or a month or 6 months, I really get those things in my hand. I was like, I just thought about this, I visualized this, I put a picture, and it happened. And it works, guys. That's what I want to say. It works. It works. You do these things, for sure it will work, but you have to ask from your heart. It should not be like, over the head saying that, okay, if I get it, it is good, if not also it's okay. It should not be that way. I want it, that's it, period. You have to have that strong desire that I want it, then you will get it for sure. So do this, guys. Whatever steps Tanuja explained, Jagan told, you apply that, for sure you'll get it. And one more good news is this book is not costly. It's like 100 rupees, and we are not getting anything out of it. But we want to promote because we have learned something out of it. Go ahead and purchase, and it will be really helpful for you guys. So I'll give it to Tanuja to tell her part of
Okay,
story.
just a minute, just a minute. It's very interesting talk going on. You know what, guys? Shankar is talking about $1 billion secret. Okay, about how to manifest the desires. But before Tanuja speaks, Shankar, I might request, because you told that you put a lot of pictures in home and a lot of dreams. So how about you show some of the pictures? I'll give some time, when Tanuja talks. If you can show some pictures, if it's possible. If not, it's okay. Maybe you can see next time. Some of your fitness goals, or maybe some of the dreams. Probably that can ignite the passion in everybody. Because see, everybody has some desires in life. The only thing is they don't see it, they don't visualize, they don't imagine. So imagination has to be kind of enabled. We have to enable those thoughts. we have to trigger those ideas, those cells of the brain, which will make us think in certain way. So if you can just have something to show, kind of, that will be great.
Yeah, I can show you my dream book I have written. Maybe meanwhile Tanuja speaks,
Yeah.
the
Yes,
last
yes,
I'll show you. I have a book,
definitely,
I'll show you.
definitely. Yes. Over to Tanuja. Thanks a lot, Shankar.
Uh, So this book has ignited a lot of dreams within us and has created a lot of desires within us. So that is pushing us ahead and keep running for it. So what I did was to achieve my dreams and desires. I'm majorly a person who wants to be helping out people who are needy. It cannot be in terms of money, or it cannot be in terms of just a blink of happiness moment. Like I just give them food for a meal for one day or something like that. I want to impact those people out there in terms of their emotional support, their relationships, or self development, basically. So I have a goal that by September 2021, I'll be impacting 30 plus people on these platforms, and they grow and impact the society. So this is my definiteness of the goal, and that is what we are working towards it. So uh, helping people can also be in terms of their health. So that's what I and Shankar are doing. So Shankar is also on track towards achieving what we have been planning for, and every day we have a talk on these desires, or what we our statement that we have noted. So that's what we have been doing now. So Shankar is back with the thoughts that we pen down every day, and that we call it as our dream book, and also is something that turns us to keep going.
Thanks a
So we
lot.
can just show it to you.
Yes.
We can show a small short ones. Maybe
Yeah.
another meeting will show you.
Definitely, no issues. Maybe something good to start. So Tanuja, it was great. I like the kind of goals what you have. You have a on goal like September 2020. That's actually good because you have a smaller kind of time frame. Then you always can motivate yourself. You can go extra mile, do a little bit more. So 30 people empowering and growing them. That's quite a good goal. I say that it's really good goal because you're pretty young in your career. At this point of time, having a goal, an audacious goal, which can stretch you, which can actually kind of bring the best in you. That's something can actually everybody can look up to. Thanks a lot, Tanuja. That was great. How about Shankar? You want to show something which everybody is waiting for?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So here it is, and we have written a lot of goals. This is earning 2 lakhs in part time. So that will be doing. We have also a definiteness, and we have written a lot of points on it. And then this is our personal goal, that is on having a house, and how is the house will be built. And I have my other goals that I've written in my personal diary. This is our common diary that we follow as a couple.
And one
And
more thing, we are not able to put pictures, guys, because it's lockdown period, so we are not able to take printouts. But yeah, because after reading this book, we thought we have to put pictures. So we were writing during this lockdown period. Uh, so pictures are yet to come. So once pictures are there, I'll put. And but I have written. So you can writing the statements at least. You can write what exactly you want. For an example, I want to buy a 1 crore house by this date, and I wrote what kind of house it should be, how it should look, what are the things it should be there. So you can at least get started with that. Pictures you can take it post lockdown. You can take printout. You can Google some pictures, take a printout, and you can put those pictures also, so that you can see those pictures, so that you can visualize on daily basis. So those pictures will come into reality in your life.
That's awesome. That's very good, Shankar and Tanuja. I mean, writing the first step, obviously, because if you do not write, if you do not see those numbers, then it will not, images will not come. So first step they have done is they have written those goals, and that they have written recently, by the way. It's not like last year goals, which I see within less than a month. And what they're having, they have a goal of income, how much income they want part time, how much fitness goals they have, and what kind of house they want. See, it's very important to have certain goals in life. If you do not have a goal, what will happen? So an average software engineer will end up with a 2 BHK or 3 BHK, a hatchback or a sedan, and life will be over. But if you have a little bigger goal, bigger goals you have, then you will stretch yourself. You will come out of the comfort zone, do little extra, and that is where your burning desire actually will take you towards your end destination. I'm happy that Shankar and Tanuja, you are doing great. Anything you want to add before I summarize the overall discussion?
No, Jagan, I think we have covered most of things. Only that, guys, go ahead and do what you really like. Enjoy the process journey, and never. That's what I learned in one hard way, that you have to enjoy the journey also. So don't be like too much stressful, that you don't get into that stressful mode that I am not able to achieve. There are goals which I had like 2 years back or 1 year back, which I am still achieving it. For an example, like having a very very good body. There's again very very good body is different terms for different people. So somebody who look at me now, they'll say you're having a great body. For me, it is like pushing myself. So enjoy the journey. That's what I learned in this process. Even if you're not able to achieve the goal, it's okay. It's not a big deal at all, because at least you learn something. And when I put a goal, it pushes me. Like for an example, if I have to become a health coach, I have to read a lot of books and a lot of education things I have to go through. Otherwise, people may not listen to me. So that is one thing. I'm keeping myself occupied. I'm not distracted with a lot of things. I'm very clear about it. So I'm educating myself. So when you put a goal, for sure you will grow in your life also, because you will be pushed to learn a lot of things. Then you will be learning how to manage with people, how to work with people. So those things will help you in professionally also, and as a separate in personal life also. And these are the things, guys, you have to just keep following, and these are simple things, but follow this, and for sure your success is guaranteed.
Yeah, just last one thing I would want to add, that people who feel afraid or they're hesitant to announce it to the world, announce it to yourself, because your world to yourself. So if you have something that you wish to achieve, just like the sixth step that I told, the sixth step, it says read it aloud. So it is allowed enough to listen to yourself. So that's when we achieve a lot of things.
And one more thing, as Tanuja pointed out about getting fear or getting scared. So this fear I also had, what people will say. So there is for sure, once you start doing something, for sure people are going to put it on. For sure they are going to comment on you, guys. It's their way of communicating to you. But what you want in life, that is very important. What you want for your family, what you want for the people around you, that is more important than people talking against you. And people who are talking against you, they are not doing anything. They are just, if somebody is really working hard, they will for sure, they'll appreciate you, because they know the pain behind doing something, apart from what you do regular job, right? So for sure they'll come and appreciate. But people who are talking, they might be just talking because they have not tried anything, or secondly they are also scared, or that this guy might become successful. So never ever think about others. You do what you like, and keep moving forward. For sure you will be successful.
Thanks a lot, guys. I mean, that's quite interesting. I have many pointers today. 6 steps to desire, how to manifest your desires, and the secret how to achieve your success, burning desire, and face rejections. Don't give up on your dreams. I know this is a lockdown period. Many of you might be facing challenges. The ration might be over. The challenges, you cannot go out. You're restricted within your house. And this is the best time when you can focus on self-development. As Shankar told, every CEO reads 60 books in a year, and that means on an average 5 books a month. That means all of us, it's our responsibility to use this lockdown period more and more and utilize this time judiciously to read more books. And the best book, and probably the best book to start with, in fact, if you're not read it yet, Think and Grow Rich. And this kind of talks, so what I'm talking about now, we'll be conducting every talks in a couple of every alternate day almost. And we have already a YouTube channel. We have already started, that is Awakening Mind. You can like our channel. You can join our group also, Awakening Mind, on Facebook. And we'll be talking on different chapters. Today we talk about desire. Next day we can talk about organized planning, faith, or maybe mastermind. All these chapters, if you keep on reading, keep on executing, keep on planning, what will happen in couple of months, couple of years down the line, you will be reaching where Andre Carnegie has reached, or maybe Thomas Alva Edison has reached. So success principle do not change. Law of gravity was true 100 years back, 200 years back. Now also is true. If you put anything from top, it will fall down. So principles are same. What Shankar is talking in 2020, Andre Carnegie was doing in 1800, 1900, right? So the principles are same, and after maybe 100, 200 years, somebody else will do the same thing. So follow the principles and keep on watching our channel, and we'll see you again in next session. Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Shankar and Tanuja, for an awesome time.
Thank you, Jan, for having us. Have a good day, guys.